Yo, what's going on? It's Kevin here with the Psyche of Men, and today what I want to talk about is bringing back that childhood passion and fascination that you had for life, and how we seem to lose that as we grow older into our more mature selves, if you will. Robert Greene does an excellent job of introducing this subject in his book, Mastery. If you haven't checked it out, I highly suggest you do. But what he basically says is this. He says, if change is forced upon you, you must resist the temptation to overreact or feel sorry for yourself. You don't want to abandon the skills and experience that you've gained, but to find a new way to apply them. Your eyes on the future, not the past. What he's essentially saying by this is that, as kids, we had these sports and hobbies that we did, that we loved and just put our all into. But as we grow older, we seem to lose track of that, and we don't bring those lessons that we learned into our current lives. And that's where that gap is between like true happiness and, true happiness and no sense of direction, where we have a sense of direction, but no competitive nature, no real happiness or inspiration to do better. And if you think about this, like if you're talking to a little kid and you're like, oh, hey, how was your day? They're gonna tell you some crazy fucking story of something you probably wish you were doing, like, oh, I was just adventuring through the woods and I climbed a tree and then wrestled a bear and fell and swung from a branch and landed in the river. Like, they're gonna tell you some awesome ass story. Whereas you talk to like one of your buddies nowadays and you're like, how was your day? And they're gonna respond with something like, oh, it was just another day in the office, or, just trying to pay the bills. And it's gonna be some just downer, depressing thing like that. And as we grow older, we bring this energy into the interactions that we have. For instance, if you're talking to a woman and you just go up and you're like, hi, my name is Kevin, I have a stable job and I have my dog Hidalgo here. We like to go on long walks through the park after work before waking up and doing it all again. A girl's not going to feel any energy. There's going to be no good positive state transfer. And if you bring that energy in, it's going to get you nowhere with women. But if you go and you act like a little child and bring that energy into your life, that's where true success and mastery lies. One thing that is beneficial of growing older and becoming more mature is we do develop this sense of direction, right? As little kids, we're so ADD in the sense that like one week we like this and then the next is this and then this and then this. And like we just live for that competitive nature. It doesn't matter what we're doing. It's just the competition and that like survive or die mentality that keeps us going. But as we grow older, we know like we need to work out. We need to have a stable job. We need to keep up with the Game of Thrones on television. We have these things in life that we just like continue and can commit to, which is excellent. But if you can bring back that childhood competitive nature and apply that to your now consistent life, that's where true mastery lies. And Robert Greene also does an excellent job of describing this later on in the book, where he says, in childhood, this force was clear to you. It directed you toward activities and subjects that fit your natural inclinations, that sparked a curiosity that was deep and primal. In the intervening years, the force tends to fade in and out as you listen more to parents and peers, to the daily anxieties that wear away at you. This can be the source of your unhappiness. You lack connection to who you are and what makes you unique. The first move toward mastery is always inward learning who you really are and reconnecting with that inner force. So finding an ability to bridge the gap between like who you were as a little kid and what you're doing now is what is missing in your life. Building that bridge and finding what it was, taking an introspective look as to what exactly you did as a little kid that made you so excited about that, and bringing that energy into who you are now is where you will find success, right? If you think about like a little kid, nobody loves practicing. I don't care if you played piano or trombone or you played soccer or tennis. Practicing was always the worst part. The competition was fun, like playing in games. But there's something about that practice when you had something you were passionate about that made practice more enjoyable. And it was that competitive nature. Like if, let's say you go to a soccer practice and you walk up and you start doing like a warm-up. You're just chatting with your buddies, stretching, jogging around, but you're building this like energetic vibe. And then you go and you run drills, right? You're dribbling through cones and there's a defender on you and you have to get through the defender. And the best part about this is the fact that when you're doing that, there's no end goal. Like let's say you get back past the defender. It's not like once you do that, you're now done. Once you do it, if you win, you then get back into rotation and do it again and do it again. And if you miss or you lose, right? Then you learn you get feedback, and you figure out what you can do next time to improve so that the next time you can win. That end goal of winning is never there. You're just living in that competitive moment. Then let's say after you run those drills and you practice all that, you go and you're doing sprints. Nobody likes to sprint, right? No one's like, hey, let's just go run as fast as we can a mile that way. It's not that good. But if you have a buddy next to you who's like, hey, let's go race, right? You're just like, ready, I'm in, let's do it, right? And it's that competitive nature that really just makes practice fun. You take the outcome out of the situation and are just living in that moment. And bridging the gap, bringing that into your life and thinking like, God, I'm in this current job, I want to become the CEO one day and get another promotion before I die. That's not going to happen. Whereas if you're just living in the moment and tackling the events that are right in front of you with a competitive drive and like getting a buddy on your team and competing against each other, pushing each other, that is how you find success in the small things that you do on a day-to-day basis. You bring an energy into it, you get excited about it, and you bring that passion that you felt as a little kid for every little thing, even arguing over a fucking stick as a kid. And you bring that motivation, you bring that vibe into your current life on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you work at Starbucks, hey, I bet you I can make this drink better than you. Let's make 2 of them and have customers taste it. Find out and just have that competitive drive, because even if you lose, it doesn't fucking matter. Then you learn and you try to make it better for next time, right? So at the end of the day, if let's say you're talking to women, don't be fucking lame. Don't be the guy that's just like, hey, I like to hike. There's this big mountain behind me, and I like to hike it sometimes. It's very steep, and I want to climb bigger mountains one day, but there's that mountain. Be the guy that's like, yo, I want to climb fucking Mount Everest, and I climb this mountain every single day. I love bringing new people doing it with me, and even if we don't talk about it, there's this like competitive drive between us, and like it's unspoken, but like I kind of want to get to the top first, but then the other kind of person, like they do too, and it creates this like playful and light vibe. And that's what people are really attracted to. Not just women, guys too. If you want to bring some influential people into your life, you have to bring more energy into theirs, right? If they're higher status or higher energy than you, if you will, same with women, they don't need you. They don't need to bring you into their life or vice versa. That's how attraction works. You have to be more energetic. You have to be more grounded in yourself and bring that person to you. So at the end of the day, just think about like your day-to-day life. You go to the store and you're like, you want to order a sandwich, right? You go and you like talk to the person, how was your day? If they're saying something like, oh, yeah, it's just very busy, right? Let that be a reminder to yourself that you are better than that, right? You're better than just that boring, mediocre person. You're the kind of person that lives in the moment, finds the competition, is always competing against someone else or even yourself, and push yourself to be better in the moment. Don't worry about down the road. Be better now. Bring energy into that interaction and try to make that person happy. Chances are that's how you're going to get the best reactions from people, and you are just going to live a happier life. Anyways, until next time, peace out.